Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer on the foundations of modern commerce. Have you ever wondered how our everyday economy actually works behind the scenes? Well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to decode that secret language of buying and selling that literally surrounds us every single day, and we'll translate those big, complex economic ideas into things that actually make sense.
To kick things off, I want you to think about your daily life. Think about your allowance, maybe the cash you got for your birthday, or a paycheck from a part-time job. Ask yourself this one massive question. Where does that money actually go? Like, sure, it leaves your pocket, but what are you fundamentally trading it for? Figuring that out is absolutely crucial. It's the bedrock of becoming a smart, informed participant in the modern world.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to welcome you to modern commerce, check out tangible products, explore invisible services, and finally wrap up with the ultimate commerce blend.
All right, Section 1. Welcome to modern commerce, understanding your daily interactions. You might think you're only participating in the economy when you actually walk into a store and hand over some cash. But honestly, you're a deeply integrated player in the world of commerce from the literal second you open your eyes in the morning.
Think about this for a second. Before you even eat breakfast, before you even step foot out of your bedroom, you've likely interacted with at least two totally distinct types of commerce. First off, you woke up in a physical bed, right? With blankets and pillows, stuff that had to be manufactured, shipped, and bought. And second, you probably flicked a switch to turn on the lights, tapping into this invisible flow of electricity piped right into your home. One physical, one invisible. Which brings us to Section 2, products, the tangible goods, things you can touch and keep. Let's kind of isolate and examine this physical side of things, the stuff that actually takes up physical space in your room, your locker, basically your whole life.
So a product is defined entirely by its physical tangibility. If you can reach out and touch it, if you can toss it in a box, put it on a shelf, or physically collect a bunch of them, you are dealing with a product. It has mass, it has volume, and the moment you buy it, the ownership of that physical object transfers 100% to you.
To really ground this, just take a look around you right now. If you glance down at the sneakers on your feet, or maybe that video game console sitting under your TV, or even the heavy physical textbooks in your backpack, you are looking directly at products. They're textbook examples, literally, because you can physically hold them in your hands. You paid for the materials and the manufacturing of those specific, tangible objects. Okay, moving right along to Section 3, services, the invisible actions, experiences, and digital access. Because let's be real, if the world was only made up of things we could shove into cardboard boxes, our modern lives would look incredibly different and, frankly, a lot less interesting.
Now, completely unlike a product, a service is fundamentally intangible. You aren't walking away with a physical object here. Instead, you're paying someone for an action, an experience, or access to something that you don't physically own. You're basically paying for someone else's time, their expertise, or their digital infrastructure.
Just think about some everyday examples. Like, can you physically hold your monthly streaming subscription in your hand? No way. Can you put a haircut into a box? Can you physically store a 1-hour math tutoring session on your bookshelf? Of course not. With a streaming service, you're paying for access. With a haircut, it's the stylist's time and skill. With a tutor, you're buying an educational experience. These are all pure services.
Let's put them head to head so it's super clear. Take the sneaker, a highly tangible item that lives in your closet. You own the shoe. Now compare that to a haircut, an entirely intangible experience that you receive. You definitely don't own the barber's scissors or their chair, right? You just paid for the action they performed. Grasping this distinction is an absolute game changer for understanding how you spend your money.
And that brings us to Section 4, the ultimate commerce blend, how modern commerce mixes both. You see, reality is rarely as simple as just two neatly separated categories. If we stop the explainer right here, you'd really only be getting half the picture. The true magic of the economy you're growing up in is what happens when these two concepts actually collide.
The modern economy, the one you interact with daily, completely thrives on blending the physical and the invisible together seamlessly. It's not just about buying a toy or paying for a haircut anymore. The most successful, revolutionary parts of our daily commerce rely on mashing up the physical product with the invisible service to create something incredibly valuable. Let's look at how we categorize some of these purchases. A new backpack? Purely a product, a tangible good to lug your stuff around. A movie ticket? Pure service, an intangible experience where you're just renting a seat to stare at a screen for 2 hours. But then we have the smartphone. This is the ultimate commerce blend. When you buy a smartphone, sure, you're buying a tangible piece of hardware made of glass, metal, and microchips. But let's be honest,
That product is essentially a useless brick without the intangible cellular network service giving it internet and communication. It absolutely requires both the physical device and the invisible service to actually do anything for you. So as you head out to participate in the economy today, I want to leave you with a final thought to make you a way smarter consumer. Whether you're scrolling through an online store or just walking through a mall, the next time you spend your hard-earned money, pause for a second. Ask yourself, am I buying a physical thing, an invisible action, or a clever blend of both? Understanding the difference won't just help you ace your next economics quiz, it's going to fundamentally change the way you view the entire world around you. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep asking those great questions.